Prime Minister Motley identifies another way of bringing about real change in Barbados. Ways are being looked at to expand the prison's rehabilitation program with the NCF. And in sports, the Hurricanes snatched a narrow lead over the Barbados Pride on a rain-affected Day 3.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, as Barbados continues on its path to economic recovery, Prime Minister Mia Motley has been making a case for a group in society whom she says is equally as important as good finances. The Prime Minister was speaking at the opening of the Thrive Family Centre, the newest unit at the psychiatric hospital. Just prior to unveiling the plaque to signal the opening of the Thrive Family Centre, Ms. Motley said part of the mission to stabilise Barbados has to include focusing on the youth. And she described spending time with children and young adults as one of the things that will bring about real change on the island.
If we don't do it now, we will lose the opportunity to recover and to bring back all that we need to bring back to keep this state stable. And it's not crisis, but it is mandatory.
Ms. Motley says too that paying attention to their mental health needs is critical. She notes that ground was gained with the opening of the Edna Nichols Centre to help children who exhibited behavioural problems. But she said it was lost again when a follow-up facility was not provided and the Alma Paris school was closed by the last administration.
Our economic circumstances do not allow us to move as quickly as I would like to correct those two issues. But if we are going to have productive citizens in this country, we have to correct it and we have to provide that assistance. In the interim, as we do that for those under 14, 15 years old, we have to get into the communities and start talking to those who are 15 to 22. And very quietly, no cameras, no big set of stuff, just sit down and reason with people.
And Philippa Chalice agrees with the need to focus on the mental well-being of children. She's a trustee with the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, the entity which provided the funding to build and furnish the facility. Prior to its opening, Ms. Chalice revealed that children with mental health issues were treated in adult wards, a situation which was absolutely untenable.
We do realise that treating children's psychological illnesses in Barbados in this different way is going to take time and effort by all concerned, not only by the on-staff doctors and practitioners, but also other doctors, therapists, policemen, teachers, and the public at large too. Tackling the stigma of mental health illness and issues and the building in which it is undertaken has to start somewhere. Why not here?
The centre should be in use by January. Well, children harming themselves is one of the most prevalent mental health issues being seen in that section in the population today. And this from senior consultant psychiatrist Dr. Brian McLaughlin. He was also speaking at the opening of the new purpose-built facility to treat children with mental health challenges.
We are getting quite a number of children who are increasingly expressing thoughts of wanting to harm themselves, want to kill themselves. Some are making gestures to do that. Apart from cutting, some attempting to hang themselves, taking overdoses of medication. So we have seen that, and obviously it's been of concern as to why this is increasing. But more importantly, when those youngsters come in, then what can we do? How can we intervene with them and family members? It depends often on the diagnosis. Childhood depression exists. We do have to treat that. And it's, again, finding the mix of therapies that's going to affect that and make that happen.
Meantime, Hospital Director David Leacock says while 12 is the average number of children they treat in any one calendar year, that figure has been falling thanks to a strong community-based program.
Based on what we've seen, let's say, over any calendar year, we can have sometimes between 10 to, let's say, 12 persons requiring or having been admitted in a given calendar year. But in most instances, we try to manage persons where we can. in the actual community or in the actual clinics, or refer them where possible to, let's say, C4 QEH or other areas that we think they can manage. But oftentimes that some persons do require hospitalization, but then because we didn't have a facility, we would try to find ways to manage them outside of the hospital. But no, we do have the facility. Obviously, it means a lot easier for us now to give those persons a chance to come in and actually get the care that they need.
Well, there's a prediction that a new partnership between Barbados's leading money-earning sector and a top technology company will mean significant developments for that sector. The Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association signed an agreement with BIT to use its M-Money service in properties across the island. Chief Executive Officer of the BHTA, Senator Rudy Grant, says he's excited by the opportunity to embrace new technologies. And Chairman Stephen Austin agrees. He says the BIT suite of technologies has the potential to revolutionize the way business is done in the sector.
We are aware of the changing landscape of technology and how it affects the way we operate our tourism enterprises. I do believe that the BIT suite, once developed to its full potential, will revolutionize the way we transfer money to our partners, both locally and overseas. We at the BHTA embrace and encourage this new initiative and will do all possible to offer our support to ensuring that projects and programs are developed to the benefit of all of our members and Barbados in general.
In the meantime, CEO of BIT, Senator Rawdon Adams, says this type of technology is used frequently by visitors from Barbados's main source markets. He adds that it makes the island even more desirable.
In the U.S., in any given year, individuals are making over 450 transactions that are non-cash in nature. They're digital in one form or another. So it's something they've gotten used to. It's a form of convenience for them. When they visit places like Barbados, it's a good idea that we extend that same convenience they're used to whilst they're here actually visiting us. Internally, I think what both the Chair and the CEO have said is true. This technology can make payments faster, cheaper, more secure.
A policy on decriminalizing illegal vending has been approved by Cabinet. This was revealed by Minister of Small Business, Entrepreneurship and Commerce, Dwight Sutherland, and that came following the opening of Dollar Smart discount store in St. Patrick's, Christchurch. Minister Sutherland says the next step was to develop a comprehensive vending policy, as vending was a small business and a way of life for some people. Mr. Sutherland also expressed optimism about the future of small businesses in Barbados and expected growth in the sector come 2019. The government is looking at ways to possibly expand the prison's rehabilitation program with the National Cultural Foundation. This is according to Minister of the Creative Economy, Culture and Sports, John King. He was speaking during the NIFCA Gold Awards ceremony at Ilara Court last night. Lisa has more.
The NCF has been partnering with the prison's rehabilitation program for the past 18 years. It allows inmates at Her Majesty's Prison at Dodds to showcase their artistic ability on the national stage during NIFCA. During last night's awards, Minister King revealed that it continues to show the immense artistic talents of inmates at the penal institution.
We are proud of this collaboration, which has seen some participants winning the highest non-professional awards and going on to study arts formally upon their release and pursuing a career in the visual arts. The NCF and Her Majesty's Prison are set to consult on ways that they can improve on this partnership in the future.
Several artists received top awards for their work across various categories, including the culinary arts, dance, drama, fine arts and craft, literary arts, music and photography. Minister King says that they experienced a decline in the area of film, but the high quality has been maintained. He was, however, impressed with the significant enthusiasm expressed by the juniors in film, something they plan to harness.
Based on this interest, the foundation will be developing criteria to encourage exploration and experimentation in this demographic with a specific children's category in 2019.
Chief Executive Officer of the NCF, Carol Roberts-Reefer, says the awards are a symbol of the potential Barbados has to offer the world.
It's a symbol of the potential that you and you and you, and therefore Barbados, has for creating and competing on the national, regional, and world stage. And I urge you to see it as just a step on your road to greatness. Whether first-time or veteran NIFCA awardee, I want you to see your creative exploits as opportunities to share your skills and talent with the world.
And the big award of the night, the Prime Minister's Scholarship, was awarded to Jamal Daw for his gold awarded dance, Timescape, in the non-professional category of urban street dance. Lisa Lord, CBC News.
Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM says there is tremendous scope for collaboration in all areas of the medical field between the island and Cuba. David Commissiong says Havana has made a number of breakthroughs in the medical area, vaccine research and development, and Barbados sees potential in its biotechnology industry.
Very important medications for us, for example, the ones that target diabetes, the new Cuban medications that go a long way to avoiding amputation of limbs in people suffering from diabetes. I can tell you that I'm involved and have been involved for a little while in a civil society initiative to bring to Barbados many of these new cutting-edge Cuban medications. And this work is going on. Agreements have been signed, and we expect that very shortly the first of these new medications will be making their presence felt in Barbados.
Well, today marks the 46th year since Barbados, along with Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica, simultaneously entered into diplomatic relations with Cuba in 1972. Ambassador Commissiong says the region broke the diplomatic isolation of Cuba, and the world later followed its example. The CARICOM ambassador adds that the relationship between the region and Cuba is important and one of value. He adds that there are many other ways Cuba and CARICOM can cooperate to improve the Caribbean.
Our relationship with Cuba is a mutually beneficial relationship, and it is most appropriate that we acknowledge this day, 8th December, Cuba CARICOM Day, and use it as a vehicle for further building that relationship.
The European Union has signed off on another multi-million-dollar investment in the region's coconut industry. The announcement from the EU's Program Manager for Regional Cooperation and Trade, Katja Svensson. It comes just weeks before the current development project is set to conclude.
In fact, we have taken a decision to continue supporting the coconut sectors for a period of 5 years, and with a total budget of 6 million euros, which is in fact 2 million more than this original project. So we have great hopes to see a continuation of these wonderful activities and results. Happening now, we will sign a financing agreement with the CARIFORUM, and then we will sign a contract with ITC and CARDI. So we hope that the gap between the two projects won't be too big. So I'm thinking early next year, but we don't have a fixed date yet.
Ms. Svensson says the project will build on the successes of the first. It will focus on the development of coconut nurseries, coconut waste management, and the promotion of climate-smart practices.